We have been blessed in our lifetime to have had some masterful women lead us into the future. These formidable women have helped us as a society make strides forward, only to have men come back in and mess up again. They just can't help but to touch and break. Men just want to touch every shiny button they see. And some men, including some presidents we know, actually dream of violently ripping off shiny buttons from a strange woman's blouse, or simply grab her by her pussy bow.
Oh!
It's why women leaders have fought hard to forge power of their own, to bring real, meaningful change for themselves and for the lives and safety of others, and to inspire other women to lead as well. And by women leaders, I mean the ones who refuse to pledge fealty to that same president dude who would like nothing but to rip off the buttons from their blouses. But don't you worry, if he starts kissing you without consent, he's got tic-tacs. No matter how impressive a woman may be, some men will never get it. She doesn't want to be in a room alone with you. She doesn't want to be near you. She doesn't want to speak to you or hear your stupid jokes. But she has to because you're her colleague, and not a very bright one either, or funny one. But it is why, Shanoa, I have concocted this silly game I call the foolish man's ear. By foolish man, of course, I mean me. I'm the one who wrote this stupid game, but mostly the point is to celebrate and recite the excellent women who had powerful things to say, but because some men are just too dull to appreciate or comprehend her words, they were misconstrued. I will be presenting you with quotes from some of our modern day's most powerful women and thought leaders, but as a man would hear it.
Oh.
So, you know, as a man myself, I'm gonna need you, a formidable young woman yourself, to help me fix it, help me make sense of what men are hearing.
Okay.
The first quote: we must embrace not only the stereotypes that others hold of us, but also the stereotypes that we love of ourselves.
Not embrace.
What do you think it should be?
Either exclude or remove.
Yeah, and what about the second one?
I would say put.
Yeah.
That we put on ourselves.
Yeah, so by the way, the quote is from the late Shirley Chisholm.
Reject!
We must reject not only the stereotypes that others hold of us, but also stereotypes that we hold of ourselves. You had it.
Yeah, like let that go.
Shirley Chisholm was the American politician, women's and civil rights activist. Am I pronouncing her name right?
Shirley Chisholm, yeah.
She fought tirelessly against economic, social, and political injustices. She was the first black woman to be elected to the United States Congress, the first black candidate for a major party nomination for president, and the first woman to run for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination.
I would have loved to have lived within that time to see all of that occur.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Next clue. I raise up my eyelashes, not so that I can flirt, but so that those without mascara can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. What are the correct words you think there? I raise up my
voice.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Maybe not so that I can yell, but so that those without a voice can be heard. This sounds very familiar.
I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout. That was close.
Yes.
But that's so those without a voice can be heard.
She's actually,
Malayla.
Yeah, huge inspiration for me. I think it's crazy because I have like one of her quotes existing on my like org's like social.
Malayla Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist and Nobel Prize laureate who advocates for education and equality for all. As a teenager, she spoke out against the Taliban's ban on girls' education in Pakistan. And in 2012, the Taliban shot her in the head while she was riding the bus home from school, which of course she survived, to become an even greater fighting force for girls to have equitable access to education.
She was a big piece in my inspiration for why my organization exists, why I was so heavily like fixated on bridging that gap with young women and education, 100%.
We are doing good. Okay, next clue. The disappointment of being a feminist is that you get to be nothing you want. That's wrong.
So totally wrong. The best thing of being a feminist is that you get to be exactly who you want.
Yes.
Like, I'm confused. That is my girl.
Shonda Rhimes. The beauty of being a feminist is that you get to be whatever
you want. Literally.
Shonda Lim Rhimes.
She's another one.
Of course.
She produced.
You love her shows.
Literally produced
Emmy
Olivia Pope.
and Golden Globe winning producer, screenwriter, director, and author. She's the CEO of Shondaland. Yeah. The production company behind shows like Grey's Anatomy, Bridgerton, of course, How to Get Away with Murder.
All I watch.
The first African-American woman to create and executive produce a top 10 network series. In 2017, she joined the national board of Planned Parenthood.
Oh my. Let me manifest right now. Shonda, if you see this girl, come get me. I'll be in the next whatever you're producing.
We're going to her. Okay, next clue. My mother told me to be a housekeeper, and for her that meant to be your own dishwasher. Be subservient.
Ooh.
Sounds like something a man would hear.
Yeah,
But what is she really saying? My mother told me to be a...
That housekeeper is throwing me off so bad. That word.
Replace it with something. What about leader?
I was going to...
Yeah.
Leader. My mother told me to be a leader, and for her, that meant being your own CEO.
Yeah.
Be powerful.
Yes, you like that.
Be powerful.
I think that's close enough. My mother told me to be a lady.
Oh.
And for her, that meant to be your own person, be independent.
100%.
By the late Joan Ruth Bader Ginsburg, American lawyer and jurist who served as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States for 27 years. She was the first Jewish woman and the second woman to serve on the court. After Sandra Day O'Connor, she was already a mother before starting law school at Harvard, where she was one of the few women in her class, and of course a staunch advocate for gender equality and women's rights.
Oh my gosh. That is literally a lady. That is a lady for you.
A lady.
Oh my goodness.
Last clue, you ready?
Okay.
Are you having fun?
I am. This is a blast.
Okay, this one is definitely for you.
Okay.
I am woman, angrily, upset woman. That's me.
I am a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me.
You know it.
Because we had to literally memorize this so bad. So this is etched in my brain. Maya Angelou, etched in my memory for sure.
Maya Angelou, world-renowned poet, by the way, is the birthday twin of my husband. My husband has so many birthday twins. Kelly Price, I think, is in there.
My dad's my birthday twin.
Oh, that's...
I share a birthday with my dad and one of my best friends.
How is it, though, when it's one of your family members?
It's crazy. We're actually...
Oh, well, I have a twin, so...
It's a mirror.
We don't celebrate it together.
I feel like my dad is my mirror. But I will say, when you have a parent that shares a lot of, like, your behaviors or your patterns, it helps you to identify what you need to change about yourself. I thank my dad for being my reflection because he's allowing me to make sure that I am, growing up, yes, making my own mistakes, but not making such mistakes that he made. I'm growing because of it.
Yeah, mistakes are survivable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maya Angelou, world-renowned poet, writer, memoirist, civil rights activist, and scholar. Her 1969 memoir, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, was and still is an inspiration for generations of women. She was bestowed with more than 50 honorary degrees. She became a poet and writer after, I did not know this, a string of odd jobs during her young adulthood, including being a fry cook. She was a sex worker, because sex work is work.
It's work.
She was a nightclub performer, actress, drama, and a Southern Christian Leadership Conference coordinator, and corresponded in Egypt and Ghana during the decolonization of Africa. She also lent her voice and talents to the civil rights movement and worked with the Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. While she was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize and a Tony Award, she did win 3 Grammys for her work. She was the first Black woman to be depicted on a quarter.
Literally an inspiration.